Hello, Glitch Ripper here, back for some more Breaking Vethea, and did a little exploration, a little addition. I now have nature in here due to additional tributes to the whole Nether update thing, and there is definitely something flying way over there. Can I hit that from here? Would be a good question, because it's an Ashen Gin. Do I have the range? I do not. I'm surprised I didn't hit anything else on accident. That is just way up there. I'm not hitting that one anytime soon. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I also got Bewitchment back in. I had it in for a while, then out, and had to adjust for some mods here and there, so that kind of happened. What's really interesting is it actually restored this. Like, it remembered the position. Bane of Cannons. Does this mean it has a really high blast resistance? Because that can always come in handy. Like, seriously, I mean, anything that's got a really high blast resistance is always awesome. But it restored this thing's position. It had been there previously, then whenever I removed the mod, it wasn't there. And now I put it back in, and it literally popped it back up exactly where it was before. Which I find very fascinating. I guess that means I might need to go back into the underground and see if I can find some silver. Because I tried getting silver from another ore, and it didn't get me quite the right thing, but what it was a interesting side grade. Because it gave me one of those ingots from Slashblade, the soul ingots. Because they count as silver and steel in some ways. So, yeah, better to show you my little organized area here. But yeah, I put an ingot, and this is what happens. It includes these, the Slashblade ingots. Normally it takes a few steps to get there, but since it counts as silver, I smelted silver ore into this directly. I have smelted some other things, including my ores I'd extracted from mine, including railmite, arlemite, tin from Lootcraft, as well as copper. So, yeah, I got an interesting selection going here. But the bigger thing is also, I do in fact have slight issue. Is it okay? I'll pause for a second. Okay, I'm not sure what causes that crash once in a while. I don't think I can do anything about it, but yeah, well, I've got things working out. And, you know, it's not just those that I need. So I was gonna make a lot of treats in advance after being able to get my soul stones ready, but I also need my soul gazer. Get a lot of things with soul on here. Okay, so soul gazer. Yeah, bones, gold, and a diamond. Because I need to get my lycanite stuff going, and you know this is kind of a mineral thing. So I'm putting this coquina in there. That'll be good for witchery stuff later. Oh, again, bewitchment. Either way, well, witchery is also kind of a proper term for doing witching stuff, so that's still accurate. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so yeah. So I'll make myself my soul gazer. Make sure I have that around with me at all times. For one thing, it's still considered a catalyst, so it is useful to be able to have around. I do have reinforced. Oh, by the way, because I added Natura whenever I was running around, I also found berry bushes of different sorts. You can see I've stacked them on top of each other preemptively, but it looks a little weird while they're growing in progress, so bear with them. They'll get there eventually, so yeah. Okay, now I can make my always expensive but extremely necessary soul stones. So these kind of soul stones are how you get your mobs permanently tamed, usually. I got lucky with a couple of special versions that you get from challenger mobs, but that's not going to happen all the time. So I was very fortunate with that. And I can't count on that happening too terribly many times. Might be a good idea to hold one on me just in case. Maybe. I'll think about that. The bigger thing is I was going to make various treats. All the treats use bones. Let me see here. No angel. You know, I need to remind Lycanite that he hadn't done anything of the angel type yet. That would be a good idea. Okay, plant treat. Oh yeah, that's the one that uses sugarcane. And any vegetable or bread, oddly enough. I'm wondering about the bread. Uh-oh. Not again. Okay. I'm back, and I have gone Minecraft days without that happening before, and sometimes it just happens sequentially. I'm not sure what causes that. I'd like to know. I'm not entirely sure. I did get myself some sugar canes. I need to do a little bit of growing. Do I have dirt in here? Okay, I have dirt in here. Because I just need to get enough of it turbo grown to be... Well, actually, I need to do some serious farming eventually, but for now, I just need to turbo grow a little bit of wheat. So, it... Hence my seeds. So, let me see. I got that there. Have hoe ready. Yes, we're in a seedy place. Now, will there be any left over to EMC, or will I have to do that another time? Yeah, looks like it's gonna be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna be able to work my bone meal magic another time. I find it bizarre that you can use full bread. So you'd think it would just be the veggies, but no, it's fine with that. I saw flour there. I'm trying to remember what uses flour, because I don't have PAMs. I'm just saying I do not have PAMs. So I'm wondering what is using flour. Maybe it's part of Divine RPG, because I remember there being some specialty recipes that it had for extra food. No, this is from Natura. Okay. So that's okay. Because I want all the different types of treats that I can, in fact, produce first. Then I should be able to be ready to go out and about. I'll just go ahead and put that in for now, because if I need some from my reserve, I will be able to. See, dragon treat is going to be expensive. I don't believe I have emerald. Or do I? I know I have diamond. Nah, emerald would show up. Wait, can I produce... Can I produce those? Can I okay, I can. I can do it the classic way, and it's happening again. This is one of those days. I'm back again. Just saying. It's one of those days. I wish I knew what caused that. I really do. Can't emphasize that enough. But I wish I knew what caused that. It's something based on it being an internal server thing. Oh, already? Again, I'm back, and the thing is, every time that particular type of crash has happened, it doesn't produce an actual crash report. So that's the thing that's really got me there, is I can't actually analyze it if it doesn't do the crash report properly. So, hence my real quandary. I don't think any undead can be actually swayed at this time. But you can actually make it, so I might just go ahead and create it just for thoroughness sakes. Just for thoroughness sakes. No other real reason. Because, I mean, he might add in a tameable undead at some point. We don't know if he's got any ideas for that. Because, like, the next tameable things are in different categories, so it shouldn't be that. But you never know. I mean, he'd kind of like to. Maybe I might have figured out what it is. Let me check something out. Okay, I'm back. I think it might have something to do with the fact that sometimes the game doesn't like having button conflicts, even if they're context-driven in a way that is not supposed to really be a conflict. So, there is that. Okay, I can't do that yet. Because there's something that does. Because I'm going to have to scroll through these and figure out what all I can do. Okay, so imp treat. Cooked... Oh, mutton? I do have some sheep in the local vicinity I might be able to use. Avian treat, I think, is... Wait, I can use chicken for that. But I don't know if I've slaughtered any chickens. Brutes? Did these go with pork chops? That's good, because I did take out some pigs. From treat, grab it. Okay. That's the one with steak. I was looking for cows for a while and couldn't really find them. Okay, aquatic. I can go with cooked fish. So I can backtrack. Seeing how it didn't crash when I checked the recipe, that might have been it. So maybe just avoid button conflicts, even if they're so context-based that it shouldn't matter. Apparently, it will get you anyhow, so that's a thought. Okay. So that's the one that was mutton. Okay, so I need to take out some... Well, let's just see what all I can fulfill from here. Okay. Aberration treat, that takes ender pearls as well. I knew there was more than one reason why I was after ender pearls. Because aberrations, there's some interesting selections out of them for pets. And beholders, which can fly, are in fact in that group. Some things have been reclassified over time. So Lycanite's kind of rethought a few things with the system to make it a bit more accurate to the themes and lore behind it. So it kind of changed over time. Okay, that one I'm going to have to wait on. Arthropod, I can use sugar. You can also use full cakes. That would be a little excessive. I mean, also very tricky on your inventory, because we know cakes don't stack. I haven't actually selected sugarcane in yet. Okay. Fair enough. So, you shall be sugar, and you shall be cane. Uh-oh, it's still doing it. I thought I had it handled, but I guess not. I mean, it might power through. I'll pause anyhow and check later. This could be interesting, because I may have to go out of my area, because it might be something spawning in the ocean. I'm not sure, but we'll figure this out. Hopefully. Okay, these crashes are definitely dependent on the fact that it calls it an internal server, even though it doesn't always behave that way in other ways. I mean, this is where I'm thinking they could easily have reverted that code, and it's just one of those things where you're really wondering, did it have to be handled that way? Because, I mean, it acts differently in single player anyhow, so why would you treat it like a server when it shouldn't be? And I'm getting a lot of them, so it's definitely something showing up. It might be one of the Divine RPG mobs in the ocean, but I haven't had issues with them before, so I'm wondering what's going on. I am troubleshooting while I'm playing here, so this does involve testing. So while my little thing spins, I might throw out a few thoughts as to what's going on. So And I haven't had this issue with too much other things. I could be needing to revert witchery. I mean, bewitchment. Again, hey, we're so proud that it's here. So just the fact that it really is comparable is good enough to really cheer it on. But I need to figure out if that's causing this. I mean, it's one of the things I added recently, or rather added back recently. So that could be it. Let me take that off and see if that's causing this. Okay, I got the mod off again. This doesn't happen like this in Thaumic Resurgence 2. Or at least not as frequently, so it might be bewitchment, it might not. Let's just kind of let things go as we and see how they work out. At least as much as possible. Yeah, I can use Crake. Yeah, I can use Crake. I've cooked more. Well, I don't have it all cooked, but no, actually, this might be a time for the Philosopher's Stone to do its thing. Because you know my preference for how to use it. I mean, you know by now how I prefer to use it. I just love the insta-cook. Insta-smelt, and it has broad applicability. Let's see if it works. Yep, it worked. So, that took care of that problem instantly. Now, if we could take care of the other problems, that would be nice, but we'll see. Yes, there are some worm creatures to be tamed, namely Krusk and, I think it's, what was the other one under Krusk? Serpix, that was it. Cooked maca or pork chops? Yeah, I have the pork. I just have not cooked it to chop it. So, there's that. It seems to be a bit more stable now, so maybe I just have an exact combination of things in Thaumic Resurgence 2 that works out a lot better than here. So, there was something I was going for in terms of the theme, and that's why I was going to have witchery here. I mean, I can still explore witchery otherwise. It just won't be here. Which is a little disappointing. Again, bewitchment. The two are just so awesome in how alike they really have made it. So, it is throwing me off every time. Excuse me. But the fact that I'm tying it together like that shows just how amazingly good it really is. Because if it's really been a true tribute that has gone that far, then let's just say that we're just going with it. Okay, now what other treats do I have? I've done. So can I do beast? Pinky aspid. I don't think I have enough aspid meat. I don't have any aspid meat. That's a slight problem. I have some cooked yeti, and I can go around and find more yeti, but that's not happening right. Oh, yeah, that's the cherry. Is it seriously happening again? Seriously, after I took bewitchment out. Well, if it's not the problem, I guess I'm putting it back in. Because this keeps happening. I'll have to deduce what's going on here. Okay, as I was saying, I don't have it out yet, but the reason why I was going to have it in originally was I was going to use the infusion type thing, self-infusion, to bring those powers into Vethea. That's apparently not going to happen, at least not yet. Okay. Brute was where I was. Okay, I got that because pork chops. Chicken joust, concipede. Do I have chicken meat in here? No, I do not. And I know I need mutton for another one. Arthropod I got. Imp is... I do have chupacabra. But is it enough? Nah, I only have 3. I haven't fought enough chupacabras to get that completely. So I'll get there. I'll get there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to zip across here and find myself some chickens and or sheep. Wow, admittedly, me running that fast may have caused a problem. This one might actually be my fault, but I don't entirely think so. In fact, maybe I should actually take off some of my abilities for a while, because it could be that, because it does constantly update the player. It would be a little disappointing to have to release everlasting abilities permanently, so right now I'm just going to take the abilities off of myself with my ability model. And that's probably going to take care of this problem. So we'll see. We'll see. That's my next step. Okay, now this test is testing everlasting abilities to see if it's the cause. Because I have sometimes in the past had issues with particular mobs not being compatible with its system of having random mobs having abilities and then you earning those abilities from them. So that could be it, and they have like a special particle effect. It's very sparkly. So, yeah, I don't have the jump to make that anymore, so I have that ability off. I do have my monk jump power just enough to make that, so I was still able to make myself safe up here. Okay, let me see what else there was. Imp was going to be cooked. See, maybe Yale or mutton. I was gonna look for sheep and chickens. I was looking for sheep and chickens, possibly rabbits, because beasts like rabbits. No, they like steak. What was the thing for rabbits? Oh, this was, but I alternated it with Craig because I've been hunting Craig so much. Yeah, that makes more sense now. Okay, so stress test. In a way, I'm still kind of fast because monk powers. I am, in essence, unarmored, but I have natural armor because monk powers. It is nice to monk. I like to monk around. That's definitely a thing. There's a chicken. I'm sorry. Well, you're about to expire anyhow. So, sorry about that. Now, I don't know if I have eggs in there, so that may have been a little preemptive. I think I did. I think I stored a few eggs before I actually shoved everything into my system. Again, you gotta remember I can't do that anymore. Okay. Anyhow, first chicken. Like, seriously, how many tests in a row did I basically just do? It's kind of insane when you think of it that way. But there's some things that, due to how the systems work, I definitely won't want to let go of. Like, even if they're some kind of problem, I might not want to let them go, period. There's some things I'm very sad to let go, so it depends just how willing I am to release a mod whenever it's with the pack concept. So, it's going to be a little debatable. But that one, I mean, I could see putting Bewitchment back in. Although I'm not entirely sure if infusion-based powers... I spoke too soon about everlasting abilities possibly being the weak point. I did. We went right back into the spinning and all that, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. But I would like to find out, and again, there's no crash report that it really puts in, but it does give you a particular message whenever it crashes. It's saying there's an internal exception, but this is kind of something that's considered on the server side, even though it's an internal server, and you're not really using a true server. So, it's weird how this is even going, and that's what's making it very hard to debug. Because if I had the debug information from the crash report, I would figure this out by now. I really would have. But is it letting me? No. I'm sorry. It's just very frustrating whenever it decides to not give you a chance to do your thing and do debugging. Now, on the other hand, when this thing auto-saves, it usually saves it pretty uh, close to the time. So I'm going to show what I've been kind of doing behind here, but it'll say internal exception, and it'll say the channel closed, which is very weird. Now, it'll say it's scanning for games on your local network, which there's not because I don't really have it connected to multiplayer. This is just the internal server that it does whenever you're in single player. This is part of how the game actually works. So, I cancel that out, I go back to my single player world, and I reselect it, and then it'll load. And it will go back pretty closely to that time. So the autosave has been catching it pretty close to the time that it crashes. Like, it still seems to be doing the autosave in the background, even whenever it's basically frozen, which is making this really weird. Like, whenever it comes in now, in just a few moments, yep, I have my treat. So I don't have to backtrack as much. Now, otherwise, we'll see. Imp was the one that was mutton. What was the... I could use Yale, but, is there anything that uses Yeti? Is an interesting question. I don't think so, because I have Yeti. I don't have Yale. I have Ica. In fact, is there anything that... Wait. How did those not stack before? Pardon me, it just did not stack. It decided not to. It must have been sorted weird. Anyhow, is there anything that uses cooked Yeti? I could use that for brutes. Did I already get brute, though? Ow, it's like... again, this is what I'm going through. Could be that one trying to update. I am connected, it just might not be feeling it. Okay. Another check here. Got dragon, aberration, avian, brute, worm, aquatic, undead, pending, arthropod, and plant. What we got? Well, demon I know we got missing. Imp is... Imp and beast, I think. Because beast requires something beefy, which I have not found any cows anywhere nearby, so that's kind of disturbing. Imp, mutton. Mutton I think I can get. Again, testing things. I took out a couple other mods. I'm putting, actually, do I have... No, that did not automatically restore it. Okay. I think I put Bewitchment back in. But just to check. Yeah, I got Bewitchment in here. Whatever the spelling of that one was, it's throwing me off. Uh-oh. It wasn't the last round. I just took out extra utilities and Mousy's mobs. Please, just let something work. I'm having a time getting these last few things through because this keeps happening. I know I've got everlasting abilities still out, so it can't be that one. Bewitchment, it doesn't matter one way or the other. Could it possibly be something else? Because I'm trying to think of what all has some extraneous mob or special check that it does. So I'm going in a very active bug hunt and figuring all sorts of possibilities. Anyhow, I'll be back the next time this thing is playable for a few seconds. Okay, I'm back for a moment, and I took out one piece crap, but this is still here. I think there's an update period that I need to do in between relaunching or something. So I'm trying to take stuff out and put stuff in to figure out what's going on. And I actually got a gamma sphere from from one of those wisps, so I got an extra part. Okay. The thing is, I did get some of the stuff that I needed. I got some mutton, I got some beef and things, but I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. Right now, I'm not having an issue. I'm not sure if it's because one thing updated when another didn't, so it might be the, let me see if I can look up some stuff from here to see if it's still technically in here, because that's a weird thing that I have to think of. Yeah, that's still in here, even though I think I took it out of the other. So I think I need to have some update time to let things kind of settle in and out. Or maybe it's from me putting... Oh wait, maybe I put that stuff back in and I took out the other thing. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think I... Maybe said I took out matter overdrive, and that's the thing that may have been causing crashes. Because... well, anything that can produce any entity in the world, you gotta kind of be concerned about. Because it might be one that it doesn't like registering whenever it spawns. So you have to think of it adding something in. Yeah, I have to gun down some concupides and a reaper. Yeah. That happened very swiftly. But at least I haven't had a crash for the last few moments. I may have it in a form I can use indefinitely. I'm gonna have to kind of rethink a few things and see what it was that was causing all that problem. So I'm kind of still analyzing there. But otherwise, I think I at least can try to go back to my... Whoa, what the... What even... Oh, that's from matter overdrive. That's one of those gravity anomalies. So I'm gonna need to mark that position for later if I can still have it on, but whoa. Well, then again, this might shorten things a bit. So I might get blasted by that. There's a Jingu. So, angry elemental alert. Never mind, I'll be home very soon. Yeah, that's one way to accelerate things. Okay. Thank you for just pointing my progress that way. Because sometimes you do need just a bit of a quick restart. And I guess this means I'm going to be getting my, my last two treats pretty swiftly. I may also see if... I mean, if this holds this time, if it does hold, then I probably revert to whatever this configuration is. So, I've been kind of selectively trying to do one thing or the other, and now I'm kind of in a situation where, now that I know that it might not update immediately, I may have to do further backtracking. So that could complicate things in its own way. So, there is that. And I'm not sure where that's all going to go. Because if I can't rely on it updating quickly, then I'm not sure what's going to go on with that. Because I thought that as soon as I took it out and then hit the play button on Curse Forge, that it would automatically update which ones I had removed, etc., even just within a few seconds. But if it doesn't update that quickly, I'm not sure exactly how much of a cooldown it's going to need. And that complicates my attempts to debug. So, I'll have to figure that one out. I will definitely have to figure that one out over time, and that's gonna be a little bit of a little bit iffy. Meanwhile, at least I picked up some extra meat and stuff. So yeah, having another part, I might be able to make an alternate scepter in the future, and it is holding over these last few moments. So I might have to check out what I removed last time that may have stabilized it. I can't do that from here, so I'll have to check my mods list in this file to see before I turn off the game, and see if that can give me a clue as to what I have currently on the removed list. Because, well, let me just check here. Okay, I don't have ability bottle, so I don't have everlasting abilities on. So that might have in fact been it, but I had updated some other stuff in between that didn't seem to fully register in time, and holy goodness. Is that a... Yep, that is a Scarlet Strider. That's what I thought it was. Okay. That's a pretty big one there. But I'm not gonna deal with that right now. I might even despawn over there, because I was mainly just trying to get in all those treats. The one exception will probably be Demon Treat, because I haven't had anything so far. Well, I haven't had anything so far that gives me Nether Wart, and this is one of those things where it's very specifically there's no alternate type of food component you can use. So I'm kind of a little locked in on using Nether Wart. And let me see here. I just did get obsidian into here, though. So, I should be able to start going into the nether and otherwise, especially if this file is essentially stable. And oh my Nessie! Okay, priority. Priority. Because I really want a thresher. So hard. Give me that thresher. Because I want my Nessie. And the more allies I have, the better. And it, for so many reasons, I mean, for Breaking Vethea's sake, just having... Okay, it's got you slightly outside of range. I gotta... Okay, threshers are powerful enough where they'll be able to hold their own for a while. I still would like to soulbind. Don't worry about that. Okay, that I have to worry about. Ooh, okay. Charges. Sweet. Okay. Lace it on, lace it on. I'm just trying to... Ooh, clownfish. I found Nemo. Yes, I have the habit of saying that every time it happens. Oh, oops. Apparently they really don't like being... Okay, got you out in time. Whew. Apparently they don't like being, on land for very long. They are, in fact, fully aquatic, rather than amphibious. So, there's a concern. And there's possibly another... Nope, it powered through. So it's not the same thing. Good thing this can be used alternatively for melee and for range. So I have options. He grabbed me. They will do that. Okay, what's hitting me now? Irma? Azure Herma. Attack from the back. Okay. The good thing is, I can call reinforcements. Because I do have the ability to have some allies here. Okay. I need you already. have you on aggressive and wander. Just go up there and thrash everything while I'm trying to recover. Thank you. This is why they're threshers. Yes, that's right. Thresh everything. Thanks, Nessie. Taking a little damage, but doing a lot more. Okay. Grab some raw fish and start nibbling. That was random. But seeing how everything seems to be better now, and I now have a thresher tossing enemies literally left and right, I think I'll be a lot better. Yeah, Nessie is really having a good time. And yeah, I had already thought Nessie was going to be the name, so there. Okay, now that I've got things finally stable, I can log off for now and check which exact configuration I have on my mods. Because again, that whole thing about it not updating properly has me a little on the fence on that one. And I haven't had to deal with it that way before. I don't know if that's like a weird update that did that, or if it's just that I hadn't noticed that way before. So I'm not sure, but I will have to figure. I am going to try to figure this out. I will eventually get it right. And thanks, Nessie, for the backup. I really needed you to get me out of that situation. So, whew, huh. First few moments with my new thresher, and already I'm having things work out really great. So, you can stand down for now. You've done a very good job. Okay, so I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody.